Hi everyone, get ready with me for Glinda in her OzDust dress. This is kind of the look I'm going for. She has this beautiful pink, yellow, orange gradient dress on. She has her hair tied back. She has a rose in her hair which I dropped somewhere. Never mind, all of a sudden I remembered where I put her rose. Put her in Elphaba's hair. Because pink goes good with green. So Glinda has straight hair which ends in a slight curl. So to replicate that, I used my Dyson Airwrap to create some curls. So I only ever use my Dyson Airwrap after I have washed my hair. I wait until my hair has semi-dried. Curling my hair when it's wet really makes sure that it stays until the end of the week, until my next wash day. But I can't use the Dyson Airwrap when my hair is completely wet because my hair is pretty long, and when it's wet and long it really weighs your hair down. All moisture like builds up at the end, and your hair is just unable to wrap around the rod. So you need to wait until your hair has semi-dried, and then it's actually pretty easy. You just take small pieces of hair and you let it wrap around the Dyson Airwrap. Sometimes I do get impatient and I take two big strands. However, when you're curling your hair, you kind of notice that some pieces are curling around the rod but some aren't. So I usually just leave the parts that aren't curling around it alone, and then I curl those afterwards. Basically, it means I have to use smaller sections, but yeah, I'm impatient. So because Glinda's hair is straight from the top, I'm not curling my hair entirely. I do want it to like be straight and then fall down in loose waves. So I'm not curling for long. I think this entire process took like 20 minutes. Normally I would section my hair and then take equal portions of hair, and after curling I would use the cold shot as well. And that would take me, I think, like 40 minutes, so like double the time. This is what my hair looks like at the end. Loose curls, waves. My hair has officially been Glindified. Now it's time for makeup. Okay, so first off, I'm gonna start with my foundation. I am using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Soft Matte Longwear Foundation in the shade 310. Now I do want to use the R.e.m Beauty Wicked collection, so I'm gonna use this blush and lipstick. She's so good. So this blush is not very pigmented and it's very buildable, which is a good thing because pigmented blushes, once you go overboard, it's very hard to get back to a normal amount of blush. So I'm just adding more blush until I'm happy with it. Next, I'm gonna powder my face using the Fenty Banana Powder. So when I powder my face, I do like to powder my entire face, and I also go over the blush, and I feel like it helps it blend into my skin, like it's part of my natural color, which it isn't, but it makes it look like that. Also, I need my face to be as matte as possible, so later on you can be blinded by my highlighter. To cover up my dark circles, I want to use the Fenty powder foundation, and I'm just gonna dab that under my eye just to get some extra coverage. For my eyeshadow, I do want to use some of these colors. So some yellow, orange, pink. So I do have the r.e.m Beauty palette. However, the colors aren't really popping like with the dress. They're more like neutral colors. They have pink and they have green and blue, which is really wicked, but not like that bright, vibrant color I'm looking for. For eyeshadow, I'm gonna turn to another palette. In the Juvia's Place Culture palette, there is a beautiful orange shade, which I think will look nice. I think I'm gonna use this pink cocoa combined with this orange, maybe this mustard color and this sparkly gold. Yeah, let's see. Now I'm going to use a fluffy brush to kind of diffuse the edges. And I'm leaving a little bit of space in the inner corner for the mustard yellow eyeshadow. I'm dragging the orange a little bit on top of the pink in my crease, so it gives a little bit of a gradient and some depth. I do have a bit of fallout, so I'm just gonna wipe that away. So now I'm going in with the mustard yellow. think that already looks very pretty. I think for the orange glitter, I'm gonna use the House Labs highlighter because I do want glitter, but I do want the inner corner to have the most sparkle, so it needs to be a little bit less sparkly. I'm hoping that this will be the right amount of shimmer. Yeah, so my finger worked a bit better. I don't think I'm gonna add glitter on the pink eyeshadow. I think I like it how it is. We're gonna go to eyeliner. For this, I'm using the ColourPop liquid liner in Numero 1. I think for highlighter, I'm gonna use the Wicked palette. There is a really pretty pink in there. Well, actually two pretty pinks. Perfectly pink and Darlingest. I think I'm gonna go for Darlingest because it's a bit of a darker pink, which I think will suit the dress a bit better. So looking back on camera, you really don't see any glitter, but in person, this was so sparkly because the eyeshadow is very chunky. So it was actually a really good highlighter. So now I'm gonna do lips. And I'm gonna use a pink liner. This one is ColourPop Lippy Pencil, and it's called I Heart This. And for lipstick, I have two options. I have the same blush that we used, or this r.e.m Beauty Wicked lipstick, which is in the shade You've Been Glindified. So am I so good or Glindified? I feel like this is too bright, so I'm gonna go with this one. And the liner is already very bright. I'm ready to put on the dress. So this is the dress on, and I thought these earrings were really Glinda. Like, it has a sparkle, the shape is a sparkle, and it's pink and yellow. Now for shoes, I have two options. So Glinda wears pumps, and I don't have pink pumps. I don't have yellow pumps either, and I don't have gold pumps. I do have these slingbacks that are gold. However, I do think I want to give more importance to the pump shape, so I'm gonna go for this one. Now for the finishing touch. I also think that this bag really looks good color-wise. Like, it is gold, but it also has pink rhinestones in it. It's a bag by Madden. I also have Glinda's training wand. That was given to her during the scene. So this was my inspiration, and this is my take on it. So yeah, that's the final look. Let me know what you think. Comment down below which look I should do next. And thank you for watching me sparkle.